Hi babes, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my 2025 reading goals and my January TBR. I don't have a whole lot of reading goals, but I do have a couple that I want to touch base on. And then I have 7 books on my TBR right now. I think it's technically 8, but I'm pretty sure it's 7. And I'll be okay if I get like 6 of these. I need to at least get 6 books down in January. To start off, 2025 reading goals. How many books do I want to read? I wrote 60 on my Storygraph, on my Goodreads. I put 60 books. That's my goal. And I determined that I need about 6 books a month for that. But goal is about 6 books a month. End goal is about 60 books this year. For page goals, I don't really know what to put. So on Storygraph, I put 20,000 pages because I feel like that's attainable. I feel like that's a good goal for the amount of books I want to read. I don't know if I'm like under or overshooting it, but I guess we'll find out when we get to that. And for audiobook, so I have hours that I want to read on Storygraph, and I think I put 100 hours. I don't know what the equivalent to 100 hours in audiobooks is, but we're gonna see when we get there. I do want to read more audiobooks this year than last year. I have 9 Audible credits because I haven't been reading my audiobooks. So I'm gonna get to them. I swear I'm gonna get to my audiobooks. That is my goal for this year. I want to start incorporating more than just romance because that is typically the only thing I read. So I want to incorporate more genres: fantasy, contemporary, nonfiction, sci-fi. I don't know. I want to read more genres. I really enjoyed ACOTAR last year, and I really want to read more fantasies, but it's a little difficult. I'm trying to find what kind of fantasies are my forte because I know ACOTAR had romance. So far, that is my plan. I want to read more nonfiction, like self-help books. Don't cancel, don't hate me. I have too many on my shelf that just haven't been read, and I really want to get to them. So that's what I'm gonna incorporate. I plan on doing one nonfiction self-help book a month, 12 total. That's doable. I can do that. I think. Have all of the books right here. There's 7 of them. We're going to start off with the books that I'm currently reading that I started and just haven't finished yet. And a lot of these I've been reading for a couple months. This one I haven't been reading for a couple months. This one I started in December. It's The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. I'm like almost done. And I started it too close to Christmas to finish it. I was really busy. I had things to do, so I couldn't read a whole lot. But I'm reading it now, and I honestly think I can finish this tonight if I like put my mind to it, or I can get like a good chunk of it done tonight and then have like 20 pages left to read tomorrow. I plan on finishing this. Do you want to know what it's about? I think you want to know what it's about. This girl moves to Dream Harbor. She buys this abandoned Christmas tree farm without even seeing it. And then this guy is taking a vacation in Dream Harbor visiting his sister, and basically they meet, and she is a grumpy like little bitch, and she doesn't want anything to do with this man. But he kind of like works his way and weasels his way into her life and into her good graces. And now, where I am, they're caught in a snowstorm at her cabin, at her little farmhouse. They are playing game. I have a feeling they're gonna fall in love and live happily ever after, even though he lives in California. I think he's gonna stay. That just seems how it's gonna go. It's a romance. It's a Christmas romance at that. Everyone gets a happy ending. The next 2 I am filming reading vlogs for, and they're series because I like doing series reading vlogs. I think that they're fun. This next one is Powerless by Elsie Silver. I read the first 2. This is the 3rd one, and then I need to read the other 2 or 3 that are in the series. I didn't get very far into this one at all. I don't know why I put it down. I think I just wasn't in the mood for it. But as you can tell, there is ice skates, hockey skates to be exact. So we're going back to my roots of hockey players. I love me a hockey player. It's about a hockey player, and his childhood friend who is also the cousin of his best friend's, and she was gonna get married, but she didn't get married, and he helped her run away from the wedding. And that's all I know. And I guess they're gonna end up together, obviously. It's also a thick one. It's a thick boy. I'm excited to read it nonetheless because I did love all the other books in the series that I read so far. So I can't wait to get to it. I think we all saw this coming when I read ACOTAR. We're not gonna like gasp or anything. We knew this was coming. The Assassin's Blade. You see the orange sticky note? That's where I am. I don't have a whole lot left to go. This is not the first book. This is a bunch of novellas. You kind of get introduced to the world and the characters, or at least the one of the main characters. And we are introduced to another character who is super amazing, and I love him. And apparently, things don't go good for him. In the novella that I'm in, which is the last one, and I only read one chapter of it because I know things don't go good for him, and I'm really, really scared. So I haven't picked it up in like a month. But I'm filming a reading vlog for it, so I have to pick it up. So that's why it's on my TBR. Because if I get through it, I can get to the next book, and I think I'll be okay. But also, I heard that this series causes more pain and turmoil and loss than the ACOTAR series did, and I was crying on camera uncut with that one. So I'm nervous and I know I'm gonna cry. And like the first book in the series, it's not supposed to make you cry. It's not like a series like this. It's not you're supposed to be introduced to the characters, introduced to the story. I'm not supposed to cry. I'm not supposed to grieve. But that's what I'm gonna feel with this. So I'm scared to get to it. We just talked about Assassin's Blade. This is actually the first book in the series, and I don't know anything about it. I know that Selena's in it. Is Selena in Assassin's Blade went to prison, and now she wants to get out of prison. So she has to basically pull a Feyre and like complete these like competitions, and that will win her freedom. So yeah, Throne of Glass. That is also on the TBR for this month. The next book, Daisy Hates and the Great Undoing. We all know I don't like BJ. I'm not a huge fan of Magnolia. I'm there for the drama, okay? I'm not there for the characters. I'm there for the drama. But I did really like Daisy Hates, and I liked her with Christian, and I really enjoyed her story, mainly because her brother's perspective was in it, and I love him. I need to get to this because I have Magnolia Parks Into the Dark that I need to get to. In the second Magnolia Parks book, she ends up with Julian, or she doesn't end up with Julian, but she like has a thing with Julian. So we got that. So I think this is kind of intertwined with it. But this is Daisy's perspective. So I don't think we'll get a whole lot of that story because I really just don't want to relive it. I don't like Magnolia. She was very needy when it came to Julian and all of that, and it was very confusing. And I think there's another Daisy Hates coming out. I'm very excited. Now, this is where we kind of deviate away from romances. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I think it's like an autobiography or like a recounting of a period in his life where he woke up at 5 a.m. and he describes the benefits of waking up at 5 a.m. I am not a morning person. I think I got this for Christmas 2 years ago and I wanted to be a morning person. So I was like, oh, I'm going to read it. And then I didn't read it. And I'm still not a morning person. This might change me. I might become a morning person. I might join the 5 a.m. club. Going back to the romance because I need a good palate cleanse. Radiant Sin by Katie Roberts. I love my girl Katie. I love her. Not for the plot though, because honestly, sometimes it gets lost in translation. But I do love her for the my brain gets turned off when I read Katie Robert. And it's a great time because I don't have to use any of my critical thinking skills. I just read, and it's just smut. And sometimes there's a little bit of plot thrown in there. I'm reading some books that are out of my comfort zone, and I might need a little bit of a break from that. So that's where Radiant Sin comes in. I have read the first 3 in the Dark Olympus series. That is Neon Gods, Electric Idol, and Wicked Beauty. So I have read those. But this one's about Cassandra and Apollo. And it's basically a Greek retelling, but just smut. And it's great. And I love it for what it is. She's kind of trying to pull a Persephone where she wants to leave Dark Olympus, which is like they can't leave. If you're in Dark Olympus, if you're a part of like the higher court, the gods, whatever, you can't leave. And I think she has some relation to the court. And she's also just in Olympus itself and she can't leave. But basically, if she goes undercover for Apollo, he will set her free. He will let her go, he'll help her escape. And that is her goal, and that's why she's going undercover. I have a feeling they fall in love, and she ends up staying. In the last book, I have a problem. I have multiple, but we'll talk about one today. I have a subscription to Book of the Month. Not sponsored. I get a book every month. Do I read said book every single month? No. No, I think I've read maybe a total of 5 Book of the Month subscription books. So I've had the subscription for 4 years, approximately, give or take a couple months. And I haven't read a whole lot of the books. So another one of my goals that I didn't discuss is to read my Book of the Month books, or as many of them as I can. I'm not on a book buying ban per se, okay? I can buy books, but the thing is, I don't need new ones. I have enough where I should just go through my bookshelf and read from my bookshelf. I also have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, and I barely use them, so I really want to get into utilizing my subscriptions and reading what I have before I go and get more. So that is why this next book is on the TBR. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. It was the book of the year for 2022. And everyone and their mother on BookTube, on Book Talk, like they talk about this book. They have read this book. I got it for free because I have a Book of the Month subscription. So they give you the book of the year for free. I got it. I have not read it. And everyone says it's good. Two childhood best friends fall in love and they make a movie together and become famous together, and then something happens and they're heartbroken. But it said it's a love story, so maybe it ends happily. I didn't think it was a love story when I picked it up. Honestly, I thought it was kind of like a sci-fi utopia dystopian kind of book based on the cover, but I guess not. I guess it's a romance. So, I'm still going to read it. It's not complete romance. I guess there's a love story involved, but it does seem promising and the cover is beautiful, and I am looking forward to reading this absolutely massive brick of a book. That is all I have for today. Those are my goals for 2025 for reading and my January TBR. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go and I will see you in the next video very, very soon. I promise this year I'm going to post more. I plan on posting so much more. I have so many videos planned out, and you just gotta bear with me. You just gotta bear with me, babe. I promise. I promise you'll be seeing more of me. If you have any reading goals, or you've read any of these books, or you want to recommend me books, or any video ideas that you want to see from me, yours truly, let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I know you did if you stayed this long, obviously. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!